Welcome to another episode of Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, Real Live, and with the real secrets of money with your host, myself, Damon, the agent. I want to thank you all for joining me each and every Friday at 12 noon. I appreciate your time. While you're here, can you do me a favor? Can you go ahead on and follow me on all social media platforms? Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Threads, Pinterest, Snapchat, um, YouTube, and LinkedIn. I appreciate you all following me. And I thank you. Can you smell that? That's the smell of spring in the air. And what does spring bring? Spring brings so many things. It brings warm weather, it brings longer days, it brings a lot of houses on the market. And what happens with a lot of houses on the market means there's a lot of buyers out there seeking to get a home before the next school year, especially those who have children. So, I wanted to briefly talk about the spring market and what the spring market does. Look, it's no secret. We all need a place to stay, and many times when people are having families, they tend to upgrade. Some people scale down. Some people don't want to deal with steps. Some people just want more space, more closet space, more bedroom space. Now, whatever your desire is, let you know that during the spring market, there's a house out there for you. And also, if you are a seller, hey, there are plenty of buyers out there. Just so you know, right now, there are many houses that are going on the market. Excuse me. I do apologize about that. There are many houses that are going on the market right now, and there are many people who are buying. People are saying, oh, a house is still moving. Yes, houses are still moving because people still have to find a place to live. People have children, people get married. People sell houses because they tend to relocate. They go through divorce. Unfortunately, death occurs, many reasons. So I just want to share some numbers real quick in reference to the spring market and also in the Washington, D.C. area when it pertains to these numbers. Now, did you know over the last year, the prices of home have gone up over 6% over the last year, you all. Some people are still waiting for the prices to go down. Now, let me just give you some simple math. This is 2025. Since 2020, let's go back 5 years ago. This is when COVID was breaking out. And I know it only seemed like yesterday, but excuse me again, y'all. I know it seemed like only yesterday, but that was 5 years ago. And every year since then, the prices have gone up in houses at a minimum of 6%. 6%, y'all, in 5 years. Excuse me. I don't know why I keep sneezing. And for those who are wondering if that's a sneeze or a cough, that is a sneeze. So I don't know why I keep sneezing. But again, over the past year, it's gone up 6%. The previous has gone up, I believe it was 7%. The previous year, I believe it was 8%. The previous year was like 6 and something. So let's just say 6% each year, y'all, in 5 years. That means a house that was listed for 400,000, most likely right now in 3 years, 400,000 has gone up to 520,000. So that's a 30% increase over the past 5 years. Now, the reason why I bring this statistic is sometimes when you speak to people, people say they're waiting for the market to crash. They're waiting for prices to drop. So let's say just based off the past 5 years, 30% increase since 2020. Now, from 400 to 520. If the market crashes and the prices go down, how much down do you actually think is going to go? See, people fail to realize that as prices continue to go up, even when people are waiting on prices to go down and they're also waiting on interest rates to go down, it cannot compete with the increase of the equity of what's going up. So then if something does happen, like for example, the way things going, we may have a recession. Let's say a recession does happen. Normally in a recession, it doesn't nosedive in equity as far as, you know, prices dropping. Oh, 500,000, now they're only worth 100,000. That doesn't happen. Even in 2008, when prices went down, they went down, and it caused people, when they want to sell their house, they tend to ended up doing a short sale, but they didn't nosedive. And I'm trying to get this to people's head, because those who are looking to buy, you buy real estate and wait. You don't wait and then buy real estate. And the reason for that is because exactly what I'm telling you right now. By the time you decide to wait and buy, most people on average cannot save up the amount that they think they're actually going to be saving. You're actually losing out by waiting. Even with the interest rate, like, again, you buy real estate and then wait. Even with interest rate, if interest rate go down, you can always refinance, because as you hold on to your property, as I'm explaining, you gain equity. So I'm just giving you basic math for those who will choose to still wait. Right now, we're in the spring market. So because we're in the spring market, it is never a better time to buy. Now, of course, I know there's so many people, especially in this area, who may work for the federal government. So they're on edge. They don't know what to do. So they're kind of skeptical. But at the same time, though, there are other things that you can do. Like, for those people who have a TSP, for those who have a 401k, there are other things that you can do. I'll briefly talk about that when I talk about the real secrets of money. But I just want to share with you, this spring market right now is heating up. If you're in the market to sell or buy, please reach out to me, because it's not a better time than do it right now. As you wait and you wait and you wait, you're going to lose out. You're going to get to the point where it's going to be unaffordable, or you're going to get to the point where you're going to lose out on equity that you could have gained. There are many things to do. That's why so many people are out here still buying real estate. People are asking, are people still buying houses? Yes, every day. Every day. Let me just share with you, within the last 24 hours in this area, in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, yesterday alone, over 617 closings occurred. Yesterday alone, 617. Okay. That was just yesterday. Within the last week, in this metropolitan area, over 3,785 people went to settlement. That means those people bought and sell. 3,785 within the last week, just in this area alone. So when people are asking, are people still buying houses? Yes, because people can see the value. See, the problem with some people is they want to make money, but they don't want to spend money. And that type of thinking is called stinking thinking. You know what I'm saying? You would never get to where you want as far as generational wealth, building or growing, having a limited mindset, because that's what you're doing. You're letting, let's say, an interest rate deter you or prevent you from building wealth, because there are people who buy houses all the time with 7.7% interest rate or higher, because you have to look at the bigger picture. So you can't focus on one thing. The problem is, in real estate, when you're buying a house, the numbers, is more than one number. You know, it's not just the house, the purchase price of the house. It's not just the closing costs. It's not just the down payment. It's not just your monthly payment, but your monthly payment is the most important thing out of all of that, regardless of what the price of the house is. Your monthly payment, because you have to make sure that it's affordable to you and that it's doable to you. And even if it's not affordable to you, if you buy it as a rental property, you have to make sure that you're getting at least enough rental from it that it covers your mortgage and give you a positive cash flow. But like I said, there's so many different avenues that I can touch on when it pertains to that. So, but I won't. I'll just share with you. This is the spring market. The numbers have increased from last year. People are out there buying every day. If you're in the market to sell or buy, please reach out to me so I can help you to achieve your real estate goals. All right. I'll be right back with my house of the week and my Q&A questions. If you have any questions, please post them so I can answer them for you as well. Be right back. All right. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for being here. All right. I am going to give you the house of the week. All right, y'all. This house that I'm about to present, I just listed it today. Hold on for 1 second. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. I do apologize. Here we go. Where am I at? Right. Nope, that's not it. Right here. All right. This house right here is the house of the week. This house right here is $355,555. This is located in Suitland, Maryland, right off of the DC, Maryland area. As you can see right here, these are the drone photos of the property to let you know how it is. The street right back here, that is Southern Avenue. On that other side is Washington, DC, the southeast side of DC. And we're going to zoom in closer on the home. This is a great single family home for any first time home buyer. A nice family can sit here. It's the house right there as we're zooming in. Now, this is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath house. Split foyer level, nice hardwood floors. It just hit the market today. Gas stove. Has a nice backyard for entertaining and barbecues. It's one of the 4 baths. Now, of course, this house needs a little TLC, but with the right TLC, this can be the perfect home for someone. It is located between Branch Avenue and Pennsylvania Avenue, not too far from Nella Road Metro and also Iverson Mall on one end, Suitland Parkway 295, and not too far from the Beltway. So this is a great home for someone who wants to call this house their home. If you're interested, please hold on. Acquire within. All right. That was the house of the week, you all. All right, now I have a couple of Q&As, questions and answers for you all. So let me begin them as always. The first question is, do I need to fix up my house before I sell it? Do I need to fix up my house before I sell it? A lot of times when I get that question, I like to honestly see the property, because some people fixing up is totally different than my fixing up. So I like to actually see the property. I always tell people, depending on how bad things are, sometimes it's not, a seller would not necessarily recuperate that money when they sell a property unless they're doing a complete renovation. So 9 times out of 10, I would tell them no, unless it's something major or something that can be done right away. So, but it just really depends. I will always have to see the property before giving you the right answer. But rule of thumb is, unless you're doing a complete renovation, the answer would be no. All right. Another question is, can I take money out of my house? Can I take money out of my house? The answer to that is yes, if you have equity in your home. If you have equity in your home, you can either refinance or you can do a HELOC, which is HELOC, meaning home equity line of credit. A HELOC basically is when you take money out, but you can only take up to 80% of your equity. So let's say hypothetically you owe 300,000, your house is worth 400,000. That means you have 100,000 worth of equity. So you can only take up to 80% of the equity. But yes, you can take money out your home if you have equity. Refinancing always resets your loan. So if you've been paying on it for 15 years and you only have 15 years to go, if you refinance, of course, your mortgage balance is going to be lower, because the balance after paying on it for 15 years is way lower than it was when you started 15 years ago. But it's going to reset your loan. So now, instead of you only having 15 years to pay off, it's going to reset it to 30 again. And when you do a refinance, you normally pay closing costs. Now, a lot of people who do the refinance, they're not going to explain that always to you. They're just going to always suggest, do you want to take money out your home? Yeah, we can give you 25,000. We can give you 50,000. We can give you, whatever thousand, because that tends to distract you from the closing costs a lot of times. But refinancing, you will have to pay closing costs and you will reset your loan. So a lot of times I would strongly recommend to look into a HELOC versus you refinancing. That's what I would do, unless you have an extremely high interest rate that you actually want to lower the payments. So that's what I would do. Okay. Another question is, why isn't your podcast an hour like it used to be? Why isn't your podcast an hour like it used to be? Well, the reason why my podcast isn't an hour like it used to be is because when I was doing an hour, and I'm going to stop the because someone told me to on the when I was doing my podcast an hour, I noticed that after about 40 minutes, people would fall off. People's attention span is small. Even though a lot of people have not been diagnosed with ADD, let's be realistic. A lot of people have ADD. The TVs has caused it. The video games has caused it. Your cell phone has caused your attention to be short. So, long story short, yeah, so that's why. So my podcast is 30 minutes now. I normally do the first 10 minutes about real estate. The next 10 minutes is varies. It be the house of the week, Q&A, sometimes a guest if I have the guest come on. And then the last 10 minutes always about a topic that I like to talk about, something that I've been holding a conversation during the week with someone or something to that effect. Now, now I was supposed to have another guest. Again, it's kind of hard getting people on at this time. This is their lunchtime, and people have been being sick lately. So please, people out there, please start to wear a mask if you're not wearing a mask already. Also, get some Lysol and some hand sanitizer because there's a lot going on. I don't know if you know, recently here in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, there were 2 young kids in elementary school that passed away because of the flu. So please, please, please get some Lysol, spray everything, get some hand sanitizer, and also begin to wear masks. And because of people getting sick, it's part of the reason why I have not been able to get people always on the show like I was. But they're coming though. They're coming. They're coming. They may not be here today, but they're coming. Okay. And then briefly, I want to talk. I mentioned about TSP 401k. This is the real secrets of money I'm going to talk about real quick. Did you know that if your money 9 times out of 10 is with the 401k is connected to the stock market? As you may or may not be aware, the stock market crashed twice within the last week. Earlier this week and also last week on Friday. And over $1.75 trillion each time was lost. That has made many people money to decrease. Now, there are ways that you can actually increase your money. You can take your money and roll it over into specific products. We have a product also in which if you roll it over, it will give you an instant 10% bonus just for coming over. So let's say hypothetically you have $200,000 and you roll it over. You're going to instantly get $20,000. Now, the rule of thumb is in most cases you can take up to 10% without being penalized due to taxes. Now, because of that, you can take that 20,000 and you can actually roll it over into, let's say, another product that we have to offer. So if you would like more information about that, please feel free to reach out to me so I can share, and then we can, have an in-depth conversation about what we can do to financially strategize your funds to make it grow for you instead of you losing it when the market crashes, because no one likes to lose money, period. So, all right, I'll be back to talk about my topic of the day. All right, I'm back here with my topic of today. My topic of the day, it's right there at the bottom, y'all, commitment issues. I'm going to talk about that briefly. Now, before I do so, again, I want you to please follow me on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Threads, YouTube, TikTok, and Snapchat and Pinterest. Please follow me if you're not already following me. But briefly, I want to talk about commitment issues. Now, I was holding a conversation with someone recently, and we were talking about, I was talking about several things. I have a family situation where they called me about selling their home. And when they called me about selling their home, come to find out, they're not married, because I wasn't sure they were married, but they're not married, but they're going through a breakup. So because they're going through a breakup, both of their names are on the deed and the loan. Now, and I always tell people, um, don't buy a home unless you're married. I'm not trying to shoot myself out of money, because I'm not one of those people who just going to try to push to sell on people. I don't do that. I tell people, don't buy a home with someone unless you're married. The reason being is this: the people that you are buying a home with can make a 30-year commitment to a mortgage company, but yet you can't make a commitment to the person you're buying a home with. Think about that. You're signing paperwork, even though people stay in houses 3, 5, 7, 10 years, whatever. Initially, you are making a commitment to a lender to loan you money for 30 years for this property. You can make that commitment to the lender, but you can't make it to a person that you're buying a house with, which to me doesn't make sense. See, I feel like no one has commitment issues. It's just the person. Like, many people are committed to their barbers, many people are committed to their hairstylists, but many people are not committed to each other. Why is that? You have to ask yourself certain questions when it pertains to commitment from the people that you are being involved with. Because to me, the way that I look at it is this: if you can make a commitment to a person who you're buying a home from and you can't do it that person, that's a red flag in itself. And people say, oh, well, getting married is a business thing, or I don't want to get married. And I understand if you don't want to get married. If you don't want to get married, go rent a house. Because right now, with that situation I'm talking about, one person wants to sell and one person doesn't. So, of course, in order to do so, you're going to have to, somebody's got to sue each other, or you got to get lawyers involved. And a lot of times it costs much more money sometimes than actually going through court and going through a divorce. But this is part of the reason why some people are stuck in marriages and relationships that they don't want to be in, but they can't leave because they have committed themselves to staying there because of their investments. They invested time. They have property. They have children. They have cars. They have all these things. So because of that, they're committed to staying there, even though they're not happy. And again, people don't have commitment issues. It's just a person, really. So I just say that to say that when people are out there and they can sign a loan for 30 years to a bank, but yet you've been with this person for 10 years and they ain't made no commitment to you, why is that? I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially in this country, the divorce rate is, I don't know what the divorce rate is. Now, I think it was 60-some% in this country. And then on top of that, over 80% of the people who file divorces are women because they're unhappy. But many of them are unhappy with themselves. That's why so many go through depression, but yet they can't keep themselves happy, but they file for divorce. And unfortunately, I filed for divorce in my marriages too, because it wasn't that I wasn't happy. I just realized that the person that I was with, you know what I'm saying, didn't make the same effort as I did. So it's to each his own. But again, like I said, the commitment issues is always the person. It's not an issue, it's the person. Remember that, because many people are committed to their barbers, many people are committed to their hairstylists, many people are committed to their jobs. They go to their jobs and they'll let their boss tell them what to do, but they'll come home and you can't even ask them to do something without them catching an attitude. So it's really the person. It's never the title or what's behind it. You get it? I hope you do. So that's my spill on commitment issue. I'll be right back to do a recap. Hold on. Be right back. All right. All right. So I want to thank you all again for joining me on Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, Real Live with the Real Secrets of Money. Hey, the spring market is here, y'all. Please, 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 whatever you're going to decide when it pertains to real estate, make a decision now, because tomorrow, as you wait, you're going to find yourself being left more and more behind. If you can do it today, don't put off tomorrow what you can do today. And remember, do not wait to buy real estate. You buy real estate and then you wait. That's the rule of thumb. If you don't get it, you just don't get it. But that's how it is. That's how you grow. That's how you progress. That's how. And then reality is you have to make some sacrifices to get what you want in life. And sometimes when it pertains to sacrifices, it's in your spending. But the problem is in this country today, so many people are spoiled, so spoiled in this country. That's why a lot of other foreigners don't like Americans, because so many of us are spoiled and we don't want to admit it, but we are. And it shows in your behavior. When you drive, when you go place, people feel entitled. This is a spoiled nation, spoiled country. But that also goes over into your spending habits too, because sometimes you'll spend a day and be broke tomorrow, but you rather do something today and you'll say, oh, I'll deal with tomorrow as it comes. Yeah, that's an irresponsible person. And that's why you'll never have the real estate that you want or the home that you want. You have to change your mindset. You change your mindset, you change your world. And I thank you for joining me each and every Friday at 12 noon. Again, to Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, Real Live with your host, Damon the Agent. And we're talking about the real secrets of money. Please make sure you follow me on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Threads, Snapchat, TikTok, Pinterest, and YouTube. Again, thank you very much. Oh yeah, and I have this on because I was wearing it and people was liking my jacket, so let me just leave it on. Yeah, it's who we are, what we do. Thank you all. You all have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.